Hello everyone, this is Red Robot, and in today's excellent TF2 adventure, we're going to be exploiting the Criticola, one of Scout's weapons, one of the simultaneously, it's really weird, most powerful weapons in the game, most broken, like it's just stupid how good this weapon is, and at the same time, the most underused. I hardly ever see this weapon being pulled out, and this is really weird. I don't know if it's because people feel bad using it. That's definitely how I feel, like you get some super unfair kills with the Criticola for basically no downside. Well, at the same time, just like no one will equip it. I barely see anyone put this on, despite the how much people are happy to spam things like the lock and load and the gunslinger back when they were really OP. I think one reason people don't use it is because they remember what its stats used to be like before the summer update. You used to take mini crit damage while you were using the Criticola, which means that any like mini sentry shooting you, any heavy shooting you long range, you just get absolutely destroyed. And the Criticola has just been buffed and buffed and buffed. You get an increased movement speed of 25%. And the damage you take additionally as a downside is only 10%, which isn't enough to push any of the main sources of damage Scout takes into a one-shot. You'll still survive a scattergun blast, you'll still survive a rocket. And at the same time, you can one-shot other light classes. A Scout with the Criticola and the Scattergun can one-shot another Scout, which is so unfair and so stupid. And even more broken, a Scout with a Force of Nature in the Criticola can one-shot a medic. You can do 150 damage in one shot just for drinking a can of cola. It's so broken. You'll see me here really struggling against sentries. Like, whenever I'm like, okay, let's play this class, I automatically find that everyone on the other team is countering what I am doing with their class choices, and I really want to just change. If I had gone demo, we probably would have won this game, I reckon. We do have a few friendly players, but they seem to be doing their job distracting the enemies. I really love this area back here. It's a really good place for Scout to fight sentries, actually. He's got the two ledges on both sides of the doorway, so he can jump over the sentry gun range, and he can poke in and shoot people. What I really should have been doing more than trying to shoot the sentry, though, was shoot that teleporter. It was the main reason I couldn't do anything. I was just being completely swarmed by enemies, and no matter how much I shot them, more and more would just keep spawning. It was really frustrating to try and take them out. Although taking them out using tricks like that jump there was really fun. Yeah, it's just one of those games where I felt like I did pretty well. I was having a really good time, but my team didn't really want to help me. I did join really late on, and it's really hard to make a difference to the momentum of a game when you join late, unless you go a class like heavy or medic or something that can really carry the team. I really couldn't take out these sentries alone as Scout, or even though I did it before. I mean, there was no follow-up. The NGs didn't go down, the dispensers didn't go down, and we lost the match. But I reckon it was decently good enough to leave in and show you guys, especially the fun with that, especially the fun around that doorway. And here we are on Gravel Pit. If you watch my Gravel Pit map tips, you'll see this awesome trick jump getting up on top of the building here, and inside the A-site building up here. And I'm just kind of trolling around. I'm not taking this too seriously. Just gonna try and drink my Criticola and snipe people down on the point or outside it with my scattergun. And that goes decently well. I bet he's gonna be wondering how I got up there. I really love how this demo man I start shooting next demonstrates the human capacity for learning quite brilliantly. Look, it's a failed attempt, failed attempt, failed attempt, failed attempt. Oh, and he got it. You just gotta aim a bit higher, buddy. Playing around this capture point and Gravel Pit is so much fun. It's such a shame it doesn't see too much use in competitive. I know that when I played this map, lots of teams just kind of left it and focused on defending B because it was so much easier, and it wasn't worth like getting a wipe on A and losing both points. But it's so much fun to jump around. The medium health pack under the point creates like a really high tension situation where it's such a huge reward, but such a huge risk for going in there. And the whole ramps leading up to the point and this open area up the top, all the roofs. Oh man, love it so much. One of my favorite maps in the whole game, definitely, and one of my favorite points as well. I actually really love the format of the whole 3CP where C only unlocks when you've got the first two. It's a really awesome game mode, and I really want to try out making a map of this style on my own one day. So after defending the point for a bit, I decided not to go underneath and get a health pack, which is a fatal mistake, by the way, and come back up here. I know there was a medic running around somewhere down on the ground, but I think he left or died or something because he didn't come when I called for him. It was pretty sad. And you see me whiffing like 5 shots in a row on this demo and getting completely destroyed, missing my shots on the sniper, and being taken out by an SMG. How embarrassing. So, after losing the point, I decided to recoup my losses and run through the connector from C to A, taking out any little rotators I could find, and picking up a few easy kills on the people running around. Now, I don't know why people do this, so people expect you to just run at them. It's kind of like how you see those elite trick stab spies stand at the top of staircases waiting for you to walk up so they can get the awesome trick stabs. I guess, you know, like, newer players, I've got a feeling like, here's my theory on why newer players use their melee so much. It's because, like, they would have had 1 or 2 times where they're about to lose a fight, they're freaking out, they pull out their melee, they just start spamming it around, swinging it everywhere, they get a random crit, bam, 195 damage, they're like, whoa, that worked. And so from that point on, whenever they're in trouble, their first instinct is, well, that positive experience, that pulling out my melee worked so well that time, I'm gonna do it again, I'm gonna do it every time. But that is not what you should do, oh my gosh. It's a bit of a shame that the system of random crits, how they're so favoured on melee weapons, kind of enforces a bad habit in new players. It's really weird the way that works. The reason I'm being so hard on the Criticola is because matchmaking is coming out soon. Now, we're not sure on how, like, if there's going to be item bans or class bans or anything for matchmaking. I've got a feeling everything is going to be sort of free-for-all when it first comes out. And if that's the case, I expect pretty much every scout will be rocking their Criticola, because not only does it provide just ridiculous amounts of burst damage and everything else, but the increased movement speed decreased scouts' rollout time. Scouts will get to mid and to the point faster than ever before, and with things like the Force of Nature and all of the jump weapons, they'll be able to break timings even more by jumping in weird places. I know there's a really fast fan of Force of Nature Criticola roller on Badlands, so you can get there way before everyone else by using those 2 weapons. One thing not many people know is that if you're moving faster when you perform a fan jump, you'll jump higher, so the Criticola actually gives you higher jumps with the Force of Nature, if it wasn't already good enough. Here's another example of a player being trained that swinging your melee at people provides success. I bet that Spy's got 1 or 2 just random face stabbed by just running at people and knifing, but Spy has a gun. Spy has a gun that he can shoot people with, and it does pretty decent damage at medium range, so please use it, everyone. If that Spy had just, I don't know, shot me a few times, it might have scared me enough to make me run away, or even weakened me enough for someone else to finish me off. It really frustrates me when I see Spies running around with their knives out, because I mean, you can see enemies' health. What if you spot an enemy with like 2 health that's only in your view for a few seconds, and you've got to waste time pulling out your revolver? I don't get it. Like, sure, maybe if you're walking around corners, you're preparing for like a corner stab, alright, but when you're in like wide open areas, there's no excuse to have your knife out instead of your gun. One other aspect of the Criticola that I often forget about is the way increased movement speed works with jumps. How you can just jump literally further because you're going faster, obviously, but it really allows you to do some pretty wacky jumps. You'll see me jumping from the ground into the spawn area from quite a distance away. Usually you have to do like weird jumps, get it pretty perfect, but with the Criticola you can sort of just clear the entire map, jump over everything, get to wherever you want. It's pretty crazy. I reckon this weapon would be really good with the atomizer now I think about it. I should use this together, although you would be even more vulnerable, taking 10 damage and being 10% weak to damage at the same time. Could possibly not be the best combination. Of course there is a downside to the Criticola. You don't get to use a pistol, but if you're shooting your 6 shots right when they're all mini crit that don't have any fall off, they do 35% extra damage, you probably shouldn't need it. Another bigger downside is the time taken to drink it. That's offset on rollouts because you move faster and make up for the lost time, but yeah, it's definitely not something you can turn around and drink in the middle of combat. But if you can duck out of combat and get into cover for a few seconds, it's really just a weapon with no downsides at all. Please nerf Valve. That's all I got right now. See you guys next time.